It's always very single and then the snails get it. And it doesn't become a huge forest of dill like my mom had in Ukraine. It was so easy to grow all that herb there.
I am sorry because this is the third or the fourth time you've mentioned dill, so I feel your pain.
Life, I need it in my life, yeah.
You're listening to The Conversation. My guests today are Ukrainian cook Olia Hercules and Kenyan academic and creative JC Niala. JC, when you were researching your book on allotments and you spent 36 months visiting so many different allotments around the UK, you talk about the old boys on allotments. Can you tell us who are they?
They're kind of the stereotype of the old boys, which is sort of true, and they refer to themselves as the old boys, is the white, working class, older male who has been cultivating on allotment sites, almost in an unbroken chain since about World War One. They're a group of people who kept allotments going because they weren't always popular. Around the 1960s, a lot of allotments fell into disuse, and they were really threatened actually that we would lose a lot of our sites, and the old boys kept them going.
That's interesting because since 2020, I guess since lockdown, there has been a shift in the UK in terms of who's on allotments. So for the first time now, you have more women over 50 men on allotment sites. And you do the research. Were you aware of that changing trend?
Very much so. I think there's two things, because yes, we now have the evidence, hard evidence that there's more women on allotment sites than men. But I think that there's a lot of information we don't really have. So I'll give you an example. There's a woman who I interviewed, and when she went to get her first plot, it was a plot that was really run by some quite hardcore old boys, and they said, "Oh, we haven't got any plots on this site." And she kind of read between the lines. She sent her husband to come and ask, and they immediately showed him 6 plots. This happened something in the region of 45 years ago. Her husband actually has never cultivated on this plot. She didn't hold it against the old boys. To quote her, she said, "They just wanted to be with the guys and only talk to other guys, I get it." But she's an example. If you wanted to look at the archives of that site, you wouldn't see her name. You would see a male name.
Wow.
Women are also much more likely to share plots, look after other people's plots. So there's a lot of women who don't appear on the records, but they have a way of popping up.
How does this compare to around the world?
If we look and if we think about agriculture in general, and if we would say look at the African continent, it's women who do the vast majority of the growing, whether domestically or commercially. But again, they have the least efficient access to land. So there's this disparity. On the one hand, it's women all over the world who are growing. Someone was talking about her mother, her grandmother. But if we find out who actually owns that land, very often it's men. And this is a real challenge that women all around the world face. So in terms of my work, what I'm very interested in is how do we make access to land for women much more equitable?
Obviously, I wonder, just as you have talked there, how much have allotments been a welcoming space for women?
It's been so straightforward. A lot of men see historically, and even today, see allotments as like factories where they go to get away from it. Even on the site, it was not necessarily always welcome. That transition hasn't always been easy.
We've talked a lot about allotments and growing things on them, but there's so much more to allotments than simply cultivating crops.